Welcome, Galactic family. Beloved masters, it is time to take stock of what you are thinking and the emotional energy you are projecting during these days of conflict, turmoil, and stress on your planet. Are you diluting or distorting the aura of harmony that you have created in your surroundings by allowing yourself to be trapped in the chaos of misrepresentation and destruction that occurs on planet Earth right now? Are you absorbed in the scenarios that appear, times after, through television, radio and newspapers? Have you allowed yourself again to be drawn back into the density of the negative environment of illusion? If your answer is yes to any of these questions, you are fueling the chaotic vibrations of the world situation with your energy, rather than adding your love/light/power to that of other emissaries of peace around the world. Will you stand alongside those whose greatest desire is to produce a peaceful solution for the greater benefit of all, or will they involuntarily align with those who wish to perpetuate separation, suffering, and domination? By this we do not mean that you should not be informed as to what is going on in the world, but we are saying that now, as never before, you must overcome what is occurring and join us as observers from a superior perspective, where there is no right or wrong way, just different nuances of truth and different motives, a point of view in which no race, country, or religion is totally fair or wrong or totally wrong. Remember, every soul on earth carries a spark of the divine within. You should remain centered in the heart and attuned to your higher self with a spirit-inspired consciousness so that your actions and decisions are always aligned with the divine plan. Then, beloved, you will remain among the ranks of the righteous whose greatest desire is to bring the earth and humanity back into a true state of peaceful coexistence in an environment where our Father/Mother God reigns supreme. We admit that there are those who have agreed to represent the devil's advocate, those who are presenting their dark side in their most destructive form. There are others who justifiably claim to have only the highest and most unselfish motives, but we perceive and acknowledge the hidden motives behind the decisions that are made and the actions that are initiated in the name of peace and justice. The play of duality is being represented on Earth in its most dramatic form at this very moment, and it is up to you whether or not you will be drawn into the whirlwind of the downward spiral of karmic mass action that is happening now. We often talk about the laws of cause and effect, or that for every action there is a reaction. This results in what is known as negative or positive karma. For many ages, you, as the enlightened, have been working diligently to bring your personal karma, ancestral karma, and karmic racial influences to the balance. This was an important part of the play of duality and polarity to return to balance and harmony in all facets of your being. And so, what will happen now, as the winds of war, conflict, and destruction swirl like a heavy dark cloud around the earth, touching and affecting everything and everyone? It depends on what you are feeling and thinking, my dear ones, what is in your mind and heart, whether you will stand firmly in the light or add to the thought forms of negative karma that are being created every moment. Many of you have been admirably successful in balancing your karmic record of life, and let us call it the book of life, in which you have a column of more and one less, and your goal is to turn the least into more, or into positive energy patterns. We are not asking you to sit passively by the side of the road and do nothing. You are being invited to stand up and be considered, because your dynamic life force energy is needed now as never before. You are far more powerful than you can imagine, my brave friends. You are playing an important role in achieving a peaceful solution to a very disturbing global situation. The energy you are radiating from the center of your heart has as much influence on the outcome of this great conflict as those on the front lines. You, too, are on the front lines, so to speak, because you have the ability to come into contact with the unmanifested substance of the Creator and mold it into thinking forms and powerful actions that can overcome any adversity. Those brave souls who have been called to the battlefield, regardless of the side they are fighting, are doing so with a desire for true justice for all and with compassion for their fellow man, instead of hatred, a desire for revenge and enslave or control others. Then they are acting as righteous warriors and the forces of heaven are with them. The use of expressions such as warriors of peace and warriors of light, or what can be interpreted as combative terminology, has disturbed and confused many of you. Here again, there are many different interpretations and different facets of truth. Since Earth and humanity have fallen into the density of separation and pain, we have fought diligently for you, and with you we struggle with the shadows of illusion and negativity created by the mass consciousness beliefs of fear, guilt, and demerit. We strive to help you reconnect with your divinity and remember how truly magnificent you are. Let us diligently follow the commands and directives handed down by our Father/Mother God and the Creator. Help our children to return to the light and reclaim their divine heritage. Yes, we have been involved for ages in a war between the light of the Creator and the shadows of mankind, but our weapons were love, compassion, understanding and support. As you cross the valleys of despair and seek to glide at the top the mountain of hope and enlightenment. If you join us in our efforts to bring the light into the gloomy world and into the heart of humanity. If you remain firmly in your convictions that, in the end, you will prevail, knowing that only our Father/Mother God knows the whole picture and which is truly the best result. If you can maintain a sense of peace and joy inwardly, and radiate the expansive love of the Creator to all humanity, then you are really warriors in our legions of light. Those who protest, shout and march for peace are adding their energy to the cauldron of chaos. They are not offering solutions or adopting positive actions, but blaming and protesting against the actions of others, even though they declare that non-action is the only way to achieve peace and harmony. This is another way of staying on top of the wall or not taking a stand. We have often said that it is time to get off the wall. It is time to declare which side you will serve, the light or the shadows. It is time to declare that you are emissaries of light, sparkling divine sparks and co-creators of love, joy, abundance and harmony, or that you are human beings who are willing to take the easy way, following the dictates of others, thus, your divine birthright. Peace is a word often used in these disquieting times, and this can be interpreted in several ways. You use the expression mental peace, which means to have a calm state of mind that is free of discord, disharmonious thoughts, or mental conflict. Peace can mean a mutual agreement between two people, a family, a group, neighbors, city or nation, that benefits all who are involved and that produces a calm, serene and secure atmosphere, as well as a legal order. It may also mean a treaty or agreement to prevent a conflict between two dissenting factions. You can be called peaceful people or pacifists because you are inclined to seek a peaceful environment or to promote it. You can seek peace or strive to maintain peace through conciliatory action or resolve disagreements through compromise. Peace is the end result of achieving harmony and balance in any situation. Peace is never struck by the emotional nature or the egoic mind, but by means of the higher vibration energies of the spirit, which always seeks the greatest and best result for all involved. In its world of duality and polarity, the ideal goal is to seek harmony and balance in all things, but this harmony must begin from within. It should flourish in the heart, as you allow the spirit to descend and, Once again, take over the domain in your physical vessel. Then you will begin to see through eyes filtered by love and listen with ears seasoned by compassion. You will know that all you need is yours, just ask, and you will no longer seek to take what belongs to the other. You always strive for a win-win solution and recognize that when someone loses, everyone loses as well. You become champions of the light and walk softly but boldly as you carry the resplendent etheric sword of divine will, honor, truth, and justice. You affirm your truth and live it steadfastly with integrity and humility, teaching by example, and allowing all others the same right. You must first seek inner peace, beloved ones, and when you find what you are looking for, you will radiate an aura of peace to the world, where it will be reunited and enlarged with that of others of a peaceful and harmonious nature. Together, and in large numbers, you can overcome any adversity, and you can create and enhance the cells/areas of light that you are building on Earth, just as in the fifth dimension. And when those thought forms of light reach a certain level of magnification, they will begin to manifest miraculously on the earth plane. Many of your visions are approaching this point and will manifest effortlessly. The finishing touches are being given and the preparations are almost over, brave hearts. Now observe the wonderful results of all your persevering efforts. The inhumanity of humans relative to each other has been a continuous and incessant process since the fall in density. Peaceful coexistence was almost never the end result of a conflict. The underlying intention was, for the most part, to conquer, to expropriate, and to force others to submission, without any consideration for the welfare of those imprisoned in the midst of it or forced to fight. We have explained several times how the abyss between the light and the shadows is widening, almost as if a world filled with vibratory patterns of light was superimposed on a world of third and fourth dimensions of illusion and shadow. This condition is becoming more dramatically defined each day. It is imperative that you remain vigilant, centered on the heart and inspired by the spirit at all times. You must learn to establish energy limits and steadily reinforce your shield or pillar of the Creator's protecting light. You should listen to the whispers of your heart, for that is where your angelic guides and teachers will leave the treasures of wisdom for you to access and use. Be interiorized, my faithful companions, and remember how many ages ago, we have flown through the universe together, creating new galaxies, worlds and civilizations, beyond your most extravagant dreams. Do you remember how you had at your disposal all the substance of divine creation and all you had to do was shape it in form with your mind? Do you remember how all you had to do was imagine something, and that miraculously appeared before you? Try to remember the many forms you have assumed, some human, but also many different forms, in a variety of compositions, textures and characteristics, all being beautiful and perfect in the eyes of our Father/Mother God. It is important for you to remember that you have experienced every root race that has ever populated the earth, which means that you have already been of all color and carried the characteristics of every race now incarnated on your planet. We are telling you that you are multifaceted beings, who have experienced all the riches and diversity that this Earth, this solar system, this galaxy and universe have to offer. And so, how can you judge your brothers and sisters, because in this existence they have a skin different in color from yours, because they have different customs, believe and worship differently, or invoke their God under a different name? It has been said, but it is convenient to repeat again, when you do that, you are only judging yourself. Remember, beloved ones, during these periods of great change, you can make a difference. Let your love/light shine for all to see. allow us to help you carry out your earthly mission and welcome you with our love. Together, we will prevail. I am Archangel Michael,